How long were you holding on to that joke for?
Off the cuff, obviously.
Obviously.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another consignment update here at Gardner Holgate Auction Rooms in Corsham, Wiltshire, UK. Last week we had a consignment special focusing on the Gordon Giltrap collection. If you missed that one, go back and have a look. But we are normal service resumed today. We've got some great guitars in this auction, some very rare pieces, but I guess focusing more on modern guitars. And if you like 12-string guitars, we have a lot of them too, as we've had a single owner collection of just over 90 guitars, and his thing was 12 strings. So do check those out. We're not featuring all of his collection in this video, but probably around half of it, along with other consignments. As always, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon, hit the like button so you do get notified of future videos. Obviously, we're going to be featuring more of this gentleman's collection in following videos and other things that we've had in. We're being completely inundated with stock, so this is quite a bumper video and we will be going through them at quite a rate, I hope. So buckle in and let's have a look at what we've got. So in here we have a very colourful guitar. This is where guitars and art combine. So this is a Peter Kellett Strat. Now Peter Kellett was is a specialist in artwork on anodized metal. So this aluminium body, you can see his logo on the head there, really highly flamed neck. There we go, and you can see the quite, wow, it's brilliant artwork really, isn't it? If we turn it over as well, fantastic condition this instrument. We got the Spurzal locking tuners as well, but all good parts as well. Seymour Duncan, what looked like quarter-pounder pickups, Wilkinson trem. And Peter Kellett was known for specialising in this art, but you'll also see here there is a sort of a NAMM showpiece Strat that he painted there. You can see John English writing all about them, and Peter Kellett was involved with Fender with doing some of the art on these guitars. It's a really interesting thing. What's it worth? Quite honestly, I don't really know. I mean, I see a lot of these guitars around for multi-thousands. I'm predicting that it could bring 2,000 plus at auction possibly. But yeah, really interesting guitar in stunning condition, and that'll be coming up on the 10th of June. So here we have from 2020 a Fender Vintera 50s modified. So 50s, we've got the maple neck. The modified upgraded electronics with the S1 switch. There we go, in this blue finish and in great condition. So from 1994 we have this Fender Stratocaster, Mexican made again. This is a special series Strat. We got the HSS spec, which we can see there, and we've got the coil switching as well. So you don't see many of these ones around, the special series Mexican Strat from 94 in this red finish. And for fans of Shinedown, or maybe just fans of semi-hollow body guitars or PRS guitars, we have a Zach Myers signature PRS SE from 2016, Korean made, with this olive finish. Comes in its original gig bag, and again looks like it's in fantastic condition. So we have an interesting guitar here. Does have some artist provenance as well. We'll just quickly look at that before we take a look at the guitar. So Public Service Broadcasting, a band found by J. Wilgoose Esquire, and you can see on the back there's a plaque from a tour. Now this guitar was actually used on the album Every Valley for the tracks They Gave Me a Lamp and Mother of the Village. But let's have a look at what we have inside the case. So in its original case, which will be purple lined, and it is, there we go. Very 1970s, certainly in the guitar world, purple line cases. And this is a 1972 Fender Montego. So it's a very rare guitar. There we go. You can see, have a look at it, in very good condition. So used on the album, as I said, and in live life situations as well. So like I said, a rare guitar. Roger Rosemeisel was brought in to basically help Fender design a guitar that could, I guess, compete with some of the high-end archtop makers, the independent archtop makers, and of course Gibson, as they were making very good archtop guitars as well. And so this is one of the designs that came about. Only around 100 of this model were made. I believe it was between 1968 and 1972. A very rare instrument, like I said, only 100 of this model made. And essentially this would have been a custom order made by Rosemeisel and Phil Kubicki in the R&D department. And I think one thing that does actually make this guitar rare as well is we've got these wide range pickups. Now, as far as we're aware, this is the only one of this model that has these factory fitted pickups. As you can see, it's got these spacers to lift them and position them onto the body. And you will also see, to allow for this, there's the shim there in the pocket to raise it all up and essentially allow it to work. So in 1972, which is when these pickups came out, we think, or it is thought, that these pickups were put on this guitar essentially to showcase them as they were new pickups of the time. So it is thought that this is a prototype instrument with these pickups installed. There's not another one that we know of. If you know of one, or if you've seen one, let us know in the comments. But we think this is the only one of this model with those pickups. So really rare guitar, has some great history. Public Service Broadcasting are a fantastic band. I have to say, I've since this has been come in, I've been refreshing myself of them and been listening to them a lot. But yeah, fantastic instrument, and has a few battle scars, but otherwise it's a pretty cool rare thing. So this is one of two of these that we have in the sale. It's a Jamstik Studio Midi guitar, and they are essentially guitars that have been thoughtfully designed for use in studio settings. So you've got this satin matte finish, you've got this MIDI pickup here, the dual humbuckers. One cool little feature is we've got this little magnetised key, Allen key. I mean, you can tune the guitar without this, but it adjusts everything. But a little fun feature there, which I'll put back in before I lose it. In fact, I think I'll probably just keep hold of it. Actually, no, there we go. Experience, there we go. But it's in fantastic condition. They get good reviews, but we do have two of them in the sale. So take your pick. Basically the same, both in good condition. So in here, a fairly new guitar, I guess, on the block. Caused a lot of stir when it was released, and it is of course the Gibson Theodore. I think this will be one that you should let us know in the comments what you think. I love the head, but there we go, 2023. So not very old at all, in great condition. This cherry finish. In fact, I think I like the body shape as well.
It's a really comfy guitar.
It is a comfy guitar. It feels like a Les Paul in a lap, but when you stood up, it's yeah, certainly doesn't break your back, that's for sure, or tire out your shoulder. Showing my age there, but there we go. 2023 Gibson Theodore in great condition. So here we have a 2017 Ibanez Premium SA1060 electric guitar. Very smart looking instrument, in fantastic condition, ideal for most genres really, even though they get associated with I guess more shred music. But yeah, very versatile guitar, fantastic condition, comes with a decent Boss gig bag. And you may recognise this guitar from the last auction, although it is not the same. We have another one. So it is a rare instrument. There was only 24 of these made, so very limited numbers to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Routemaster bus. So Fender and Transport for London collaborated to create this guitar, complete with the moquette style pick guard. So yeah, very, very rare instrument. I think from memory, the last one we had, it was in the last auction, hammered at £1,300. It's from the same seller. He had two, and he was sort of delighted with how well his last one did. He thought he'd consign this one as well. But it is essentially in as new condition, comes with all the tags, comes with the box, all good to go. And then here, continuing with a previous theme, although I will make a couple of corrections to the one that we saw in the last clip. There was 25 of them made, and it actually sold for £2,300, not £1,300. So there we go. Memory like a sieve, maybe. But this is an even rarer Transport for London collaboration. Only 15 of these made, and this is my favourite of all of them. There's the, along with the Rootmaster one, they did the tube map, the white tube map guitar, and this is the Night Train guitar, or the Night Tube guitar, I believe. Again, a collaboration with Transport for London, in fantastic condition, as you can see. It's got the tube map with the starry night sky as well. But fantastic instrument, or a really cool art piece, really. In its original case, original packaging, basically completely as new. But another rarity, like I said, only 15 made. And in here, if I can open the case, there we go. We have a 2004 Gibson Les Paul Standard. That's a really nice weight, actually. Nice big neck as well. You sort of got this unburst finish on the top there, and slight figuring in both directions. Good looking guitar, not bad at all. So in here we have a 1992 Gibson ES-335 in this really highly figured maple, natural maple finish, mahogany neck, as we can see. Really clear serial number there as well, 92, and in fantastic condition with its case, and really good period. These guitars are from, I always think, 90s through to the early 2000s. Really strong period for Gibson, and a lot of chat about how good that period is. But yeah, fantastic condition. In here we have a sweet little acoustic, perfect armchair guitar look. 2011 Gibson LG 2 3/4 Arlo Guthrie model. We actually happen to have two of these guitars in the sale. I don't think I've actually ever sold one, and then we've got two right at the same time. That happens quite a lot in this place, but as you can see, again, in fantastic condition. And in here, another very nice Gibson acoustic. This is a SJ-200. This is from the year 2000. Again, a good solid period, and a lot of people refer to this period as the good wood period of Gibson. Really nice flamed maple back and sides, and yeah, excellent instrument in fantastic condition. Got that big classic J200 sound. That plays really nicely, actually. Fantastic guitar. And here we have a heavily modified, as you'll see, Gibson Melody Maker. This is from around 1965. I'm saying from around 1965 only because it has an Indian Rosa board and not a Brazilian board, which I'd expect to see on a 65, so it could be 66. But anyway, you can see it's heavily modified. So we've got some Fender pickups here. We've got DiMarzio pickup in the bridge position. The guard has all been cut and chopped around. Got this switch here, very much in a HSS Strat style. But yeah, interesting guitar, and it's quite a good player as well. And because the body's sort of got this natural satin feel, it's really comfortable. And a Fender Telecaster, just in case you hadn't had your Telecaster fill for this auction already. If you don't know what I'm referencing to, check back to our earlier consignment updates. This is a 2010 Fender Special Run, so FSR Fender Telecaster, 50 spec, sort of slightly chunkier maple neck, black guard, brass saddles, and yeah, and like most of the other guitars we've been showing you today, in fantastic condition. And in this Fender Plus case is this Plus Deluxe guitar. So from 1993, you can see we've got the blue, silver and red Fender lace sensor pickups, and all the other specs that you'd expect to see, like the roller nut on a Plus Strat, locking tuners, sunburst finish with its original case, again in fantastic condition. And in here we have a 2002 Martin Cowboy III. I'm currently watching the Yellowstone series at the moment, so binge watching it, so a lot of cowboys in my life at the moment. But Mr. Martin himself, there he is, down at the ranch. But yeah, all made with the HPL high pressure laminate. There was a limited run Cowboy series of various designs, and they did Hawaiian ones as well. But there we go, a Martin Cowboy III. And in here we have a late 1960s, if I can get it out of the case, Dobro Resonator, single cone. So we've got this polished brass body, sunburst finished maple neck. There we go, the Grover tuners, and Brazilian rosewood fretboard, CITES certified, I will add. And it comes with what appears to be its original case. Washburn's 120th anniversary in 2008, they produced this limited run of parlour guitars. Some of them came in a very distressed finish. This is one of the less distressed ones, but they're very good instruments. They hammer at between £300 and £400, and for that sort of money, they are great little parlour guitars, perfect for that American blues picking, and comes with its original case. So if you have a look at all of these stickers, what have we got? Pantera, Soundgarden, 9 Inch Nails, Bon Jovi, Machine Head, the one and only Ian Wright, Kurt Cobain as well. What would you expect to be in here? Probably not a Watkins Rapier, but there it is, a Rapier 33 from the 1960s, early 1960s. You can see the Rapier logo has faded quite a lot. We got this typical checking that you get with these guitars, but it's nice to see it's in pretty original condition, aside from some cosmetic wear. So in here from 1977, a Man Stingray I. So this was before Ernie Ball owned Man, and when Leo Fender was at the helm. So Man was founded by Leo Fender, Man and G&L later was his other company, once Ernie Ball took control of Man. But there we go, it's in pretty good condition, I think we can all agree. There is some lacquer checking to the body, which is very typical, some buckle scratching, but nice original guitar. So in here we have a bit of a rarity for basses. You'll see we have a Squier series Fender. So before they started using the Squier logo on the JV guitars, this has the Fender logo with the Squier series up on the top there. But there we go, we've got a replaced guard. One of the knobs has changed as well, and then turn it over, but you can see it's in pretty good condition, JV serial number there, and all as you'd expect to see. So it's a 50s JV precision bass. And here we have a Lowden. I'm just going to make a quick amendment on the last guitar. I said 50s JV, what I meant is 50s reissue, of course. The early JVs, the Squier series were 1982, just for clarity. Anyway, next we have a 1992 Lowden S25J nylon string guitar, electroacoustic. So essentially a nylon string for steel players mainly, as you do have the non-classical nut. but you can see it's been used quite a lot. It has been gigged and things, but nothing major to note. Comes with its original case. And if you don't want the nylon string, you can have the steel string. Here it is, the LSE 2. Indian rosewood back and sides, mahogany neck, and the spruce top there. But another great instrument, 90s era Lowden, probably also from 92, and comes with its original case. And in here we have a 2000 Fender American Standard Stratocaster, maple neck, sunburst finished body, so very 50s spec. Comes in its original case and again in great condition. And in here we have another Gibson Les Paul Standard. Got a lot of Gibson Les Paul Standards in this style. You'll be spoilt for choice when the catalogue lands in the middle of May. But this one's from 2002. Bit of buckle wear on the back and minor dings, but otherwise in nice original condition. Before I proceed with this one, I keep meaning to look at something that we've got behind me. I'm not going to look back in anger, but just down here we will go to this high watt amplifier. For those of you who follow us on social media, Instagram and Facebook, you probably will have already seen this, but this custom upright 2x10 100 watt high watt combo was previously owned by Noel Gallagher. So we believe it's from around 2008. So this will have been used not long before Oasis broke up, but there are images available of him using these live. There were 3 that were made for him, and there are images of him playing live with 3 on stage. So we only have to assume that this is one of those. But it does have good provenance, good history. We've got a letter of authenticity, I suppose, from where it came from. The guy sort of bought it, who's selling it, bought it direct. But if we turn it round, which I'm not sure if we'll be able to make it out, but it's quite cool because the serial number is actually Oasis. I'm not sure if we're going to make it out on the camera. If we can, great. If not, then there we go. So yeah, used by Noel Gallagher. There was a front cover image of, I think it was Q magazine, but I'll see if I can get one and flash it over the top of this. It'll be in the catalogue description anyway, of Noel Gallagher leaning against one of these amplifiers. We're not actually sure which amplifier that was. It could have been this one, could have been one of the others, but he certainly used all 3 live. So they were custom made for him. He wanted this sort of upright high watt amplifier, just for live purposes really. But yeah, fantastic provenance, and that will be coming up with other artist associated things on the 10th or 11th of June, however we set the sale up, which is such a big sale. I'm not actually quite sure how things are going to fall just yet.
How long were you holding on to that joke for?
Off the cuff, obviously.
Obviously.
So in here, this is an absolutely fantastic instrument. Comes with its tag as well, with its case. This is a 12-string acoustic, as you can see, by Yairi. This is the W7000 model, 12-string, and it's from 1979. So we've got this Tree of Life inlay, and I'll turn it over, and we've got this stunning back and sides. A lot of you will mistake this for Brazilian rosewood. It's not. It's a wood known as coral rosewood, which was more. It was basically a type of rosewood that is obtainable in Asia, I believe, from memory when I was reading about it last. But a lot of Japanese makers use coral rosewood. Yamaha used it as well. There have been cases where Yamaha have used coral rosewood, and they've called it jacaranda, and it can cause nightmares with CITES because jacaranda is technically Brazilian rosewood, coral rosewood is not, but there we go. fantastic instrument. You don't see many of them come up. And this is from a collection of around 90 guitars that we've had in for sale. And this particular seller had a big thing for 12-string guitars. So we will see a lot of really nice 12-string instruments, high-end instruments, Gibsons and other things. But we will see some of those in today's video and the next one as well. So in here from 1993 we have a Martin J12-40. So it's basically a D40 but 12-string, and it's in fantastic condition, as you can see as we look over the guitar now. Indian rosewood back and sides, mahogany neck, spruce top, original case, nice guitar. So if you are watching a video 2 consignment episodes back, the episode before the Gordon Giltrap special, we had a lot of jazz guitars, and if you weren't sick of them, then here's another. So this is from 2016. So this is a Gibson Memphis, so essentially considered custom shop really. From 2016, like I said, mahogany neck, sunburst finish body, again in fantastic condition with its original case. In 2011 we have this Martin J12-16GT, so slightly more on budget, Martin 12-string, but like I said, a lot of 12-string acoustics in this sale. Turn it over, it's got this more satin finish, mahogany back and sides with the spruce top, comes with its original case again. And what you will notice if you look in the sound hole, there's some later fiddle electronics. Most of the 12-string acoustics and other acoustic guitars from this seller have got later fiddle electrics in. They've all got controls to the sound hole wired through the M pin, mostly Fishman electronics. Yeah, nice little addition to these guitars if you're interested. Here we have a Martin D35. I haven't actually completely established what year it is yet, because the owner has put a Velcro battery pack on the neck block where the serial number is, but I'm assuming at the moment it's 2000s until I have a look at that properly. We've got this on the D35 model. You have this 3-piece Indian rosewood back and the sides with spruce top with the herringbone inlay on top, and comes with its original case. Again, to appeal to the jazzers, those into archtop guitars, this guitar from 1988, you can always tell with the cases on these actually, because they've got the more smooth brown outer on the 80s Gibson cases. But this is from 1988. This is an L-4 CES. So I think with this and the 175 we saw, we're nearly completing the set of archtops from the Gibson range. Like I said, 1988. Some of you may have seen this exact guitar in our auction before. It was sold many years ago for a private individual from a deceased estate, and it was purchased by the collector from us, and now it's come back to us now that he's selling off his collection of 90 or so guitars. So fantastic condition with its case and all its tags. So in here we have a 2005 Fender American Standard Telecaster in candy apple red, in great condition, comes with its original case. So in here we have a JHS Vintage Paul Brett Signature 12-string. Many of you will have seen the Gordon Giltrap special we did in the last consignment update, and Paul Brett, of course, was another associated artist with the brand. And in here we have a 12-string Les Paul Traditional from 2012, the cherry sunburst finish maple. There we go, we've got the big long 12-string headstock.
I've never seen one of these before.
Well, there you go. First for CJ, first for some of you maybe, but there we go. So in this fancy case, which is a Paul Reed Smith case, you will find a Paul Reed Smith guitar, and this is known as Paul's guitar. So Paul Reed Smith's, I guess, desired specs on an instrument, all in one. And there we go. Turn it around. 2015 in this blue finish. So it's got these pickups, which are called
Narrow field pickups.
the narrow field pickups. Chris knows far more about PRS guitars than I do.
I'm wrong now, actually.
But the coil switching, there we go, in great condition, very classy guitar with its original case. And we have in here an Eastman guitar. This is the T484 model, so it's I guess their ES-339 equivalent, so the small body or scaled down 335, made in China, but don't let that put you off. These are fantastic instruments. I believe my dad actually has one of these guitars, just in a sunburst finish, and it's a great guitar. Comes with its original case. There we go. So from 2021, so a few years old, we have a J-45 12. You don't see many of these around at all. Two-tone sunburst finish. There we go. I'll turn it over. In great condition with its original case. And again, this does have the, I don't think it's Fishman electronics, but it does have added electronics in there. And then here we have a National Reso-Phonic. So if you want a 12-string resonator, this is the El Trovador and the Mike Dowling signature model. And again, in fantastic condition. Comes with its original case and all the papers. And in here we have a Taylor Electric, a 2012 T5X. There we go. Comes with the Sapele body. And I believe they only made these for around a year, so a rarer edition of the T5 comes with its original case. And here we have an early 2000s Fender Stratocaster 12, and this is in a metallic burgundy mist finish. I'm pretty sure we've had this guitar as well, purchased by us from the collector, but in fantastic condition, and comes with a US Fender red label case. And here we have an Ibanez Prestige RG1570 with its original case. All original electronics and hardware in fantastic condition. 2009. There we go. And here we have a reissue Danelectro Longhorn bass guitar in this sort of coral burst finish. Again, generally in very good condition. A few dings to the sides. Made in China. Comes with a oblong hard case. And then here we have a 2006 Ernie Ball Music Man Stingray 5. In natural finish. Again, another bass guitar or guitar in very good condition in this natural finish with its original case. So in here we have another Music Man, this time an earlier one from 1981, Music Man Stingray bass, 4-string. Turn it over, there we go. So it does have some cosmetic wear on it, battle scars as some people say. Comes with a mono gig bag, but very highly regarded bass guitars, as I'm sure you're all aware. One of my favourite guitar models in here, an SG. This is an SG Custom from 1976 in the cherry finish, and as you can see, it's in pretty good condition. There we go. And I guess the only significant thing with it is some of the gold plating loss on the hardware, but comes with its protector case, which does have a few latches damaged, but all original and good to go. From 2011, we have this Gibson SJ-200 12-string. Again, another guitar in fantastic condition, custom shop. You don't see many J200 12-strings. If you Google it online, you won't find many around at all. Nice and in tune, not. And from 2011 we have a Gibson J-185. I believe we have 2 of these in the sale, but we also have the pilot run as well, which was the very limited run they did. I think it was around 24 they made. But this is the J-185. Comes with its original case and it's in great condition. You'll have seen we've got quite a few 335s in the sale. But if you're after a 12-string, then there we go, in the sunburst finish, Gibson Memphis, and this is from the year 2010, is it? 2013, there we go, it says on the back of the head. 2013 335 12 string. In here we have a Gibson Howard Roberts Fusion in the black finish. In the Jazza special video, you would have seen the 70s Howard Roberts that we had in the sale, but this is the Fusion model, and this one is from, I will just quickly work this out, 2006 in the ebony finish, comes with its original case. Just starting to dawn on me how many J200s we have in the sale, quite a lot. But here is another one from 2012 in the ebony finish. This is an SJ-200 standard, and like most of these guitars we're seeing today, in fantastic condition. Comes with its case and papers. So in here we have another nice Gibson acoustic, 2015 Gibson, and this is a 1960s reissue J-45 in this black gloss finish. There we go, 60s type head, Gibson custom shop, 60s type Cluson tuners, black gloss finish with the white Gibson branded guard. Comes with its original case. And like I said, we have 3 J185 models in the cell, but this is a 12 string version, so make that 4 with the 12 string. As you'll see, comes with its mahogany neck, maple back and sides, spruce top, all the 185 appointments, comes with its original case and papers. So in here we have a D1228, so it's a D28 12 string. So I guess one of Martin's most well-known dreadnought guitars, flagship model almost. There we go, mahogany neck, rosa back and sides, spruce top, original case, again in great condition. If you bought a Gibson and Martin acoustics, then we've got a Guild for you. This one from 2007, and this is the CV1C model, so you've got this cutaway here, Indian rosa back and sides. This one's also electrified. The only issue we do have is a bit of a nitro stand burn, so please do be careful with your rubber guitar stands. And there we go. If actually one thing it does say there is used on the back of the head. If anyone knows what that means, do let us know. Comes with its original case. And in here we have a 2014 Martin J40. Again, in fantastic condition, like most of these guitars are. A few very minor marks, but Indian rosa back and sides, mahogany neck. There we go. Ebony board with the hex abalone position markers. Spruce top, comes with its original case. So just closing out this video with something that is quite interesting and lesser spotted really. You'll see this very small Fender Stratocaster. So this is a Fender Dinky Stratocaster, and it was made for Eric Clapton in 1996. So there we go. It does need a bit of a clean up. There is some oxidization, as we can see, but you will see on the neck plate, created for Eric Clapton, Fender Custom Shop 4 of 5. And if you have a look at the top there, it is a number 4 of 5. So these were commissioned through John Page at the Fender Custom Shop, and each guitar was finished in a colour to match one of Eric's 5 Ferrari cars. This one obviously in green. And how this has come to our auction, well, a chap called Graham Cooper, who was friends with friends of Eric Clapton and also friends with Roger Forrester, Eric Clapton's long-term manager. This was gifted to Graham, and it is being sold on his behalf. So in terms of where the guitars went, one was eventually given to Graham Cooper. One was given to David Costa, who was Eric Clapton's artistic director, and we actually sold that one in a previous auction, so this is the second of 5 that we've sold. Allegedly, the others one went to Andy Fairweather Low, and one went to Lee Dixon. The whereabouts of the other we're unsure. Maybe Eric Clapton has it, but we do not know. But this is one of those 5. Like I said, it was gifted to Graham Cooper, and now it's ended up here. Now, it comes with its original case. It doesn't have its certificate of authenticity, weirdly. We do know the certificates exist because we had one with the last one, but the provenance is enough to say that this guitar is the real deal. And when the catalogue comes out, you'll see sort of some other information of Graham's relationship with Eric Clapton, and there are some other guitars in the sale, a Les Paul in particular that Eric Clapton actually played at a small gig, but all the provenance will be in the footnotes of those, but we will see that guitar in a future video. There's a bit of mystique around these Dinky Stratocasters. Research would suggest that they were made for internal commission only, so that you rarely see them around at all. Like I said, you hardly see any of them. But what will this bring? Well, for the last one we sold, we did get, I believe it was 8,000 or 9,000 hammer. So desirable piece, especially with the Eric Clapton connection. This does have some wear and marks, but I think, let's just say anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 is possible. But a really interesting guitar, and like I said, only one of 5 made. So there we go, ladies and gents. Quite an epic video that we saw today. That is only the tip of the iceberg of what we have coming up in the June auction, taking place from the 10th to the 13th of June. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button and hit the bell icon so you will be notified with future videos, and we really look forward to seeing you next week.